Hey guys, so what dimension do the ETs exist in? So, you may have heard this idea that we're shifting into 5D, the fifth dimension, fourth density as I sometimes call it. Some people call it the New Age, the Age of Aquarius, the Age of Awakening. This idea we're going through this big shift of consciousness. So this is really the dimension of reality that the ETs mostly that I've been interacting with exist in already. They exist on much higher dimensions as well, right up to the highest dimensions where they become purely non-physical, kind of like angel type beings. And of course, I'm sure there are dimensional beings that, on the same kind of wavelength as us, same kind of frequency as us, more like a 3D reality. But I'm going to talk predominantly from experience, from my experience of the dimensions I've experienced the ETs, my ET contact experiences in, and how my dimensional reality shifts when the ETs approach in their crafts, not only when I've been on their ships in physical contact experiences, but also how my dimensional reality shifts into a very blissful, very euphoric, actually more colourful, actually more kind of alive reality that feels more like an energetic dimension of consciousness, almost like we become energy beings. So this is something you can expect to begin to experience as you start to have your own contact experiences, which you will, it's pretty much guaranteed if you're watching this video, because everyone on earth is going to start to have contact experience over the next few years, because we're on the verge of open contact, like first contact. So what it feels like is, let me just explain what I experienced. So what it feels like is when the ETs come into our reality, when their ships appear in our skies. It actually creates kind of like an enlightenment experience, an awakening experience in us, and reality shifts into what I would call a fourth density reality, what many people call the fifth dimension of reality. A lot of the first glimpses we'll experience, in my perspective, my belief, as we go into this shift into 5D, a lot of our first experiences of the fifth dimensional reality, or fourth density as I call it, will be experienced during contact experiences, during the ships appearing in the skies. As I understand it, there are like many different types of ET craft, and some of them have like kind of the specific mission of actually kind of grounding these higher dimensional energies into the earth. So you might find some experiences you just see them and you don't feel that much, where the other experiences kind of blow your mind and you kind of go into this fourth density, fifth dimensional state. So how I experience it, like I'm thinking back to, I've had it recently here actually, but thinking back to a recent experience in Peru. I think it was like Friday night in Peru when I was living in Ollantaytambo, which is not too far from Machu Picchu, already a kind of powerful ET contact portal site. And so it was Friday evening and I went out and I saw this, I just walked down like this, one of these little alleys in the old town, the old Inca town officially, perhaps even older, perhaps even ET built. I was walking down one of these kind of alley streetways and I saw this flash of light in the sky. And after that, everything shifted. I felt this shift into 5D, into fourth density energy. And what I experience it like is everything suddenly like shifts. It feels like you're not so physical, because like, you know how normally we feel like a biological organism walking around in reality, like the new human experience. That totally shifts. You become aware that you're kind of like a being of pure consciousness, pure energy. You become like just part of the environment. Like you understand that you're not really separate from anything out there. Like you just become energy and you become very aware, and it becomes very palpable that everything around you is energy. Like the trees are energy, I'm energy, and we're just like this energetic organism that's having this experience. And this is fourth density, this is fifth dimensional reality, and this is where we're all shifting into at present. So yeah, like everything becomes more vivid, everything becomes more colourful, the colours become brighter, everything becomes more like green, like greens look more green, blues look more blue, and everything, some people say it like shifts into HD. I've heard other people describe this experience too. It feels kind of blissful. You tend to normally like feel extremely joyful and extremely present. A lot of spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle talk about presence, being in the present moment. When you have these experiences, you just become very present. You're just like, whoa, reality is amazing. Look at this life, look how beautiful that tree is, look how, wow, I feel amazing. I just feel really joyful. I just feel really happy. I just feel great. Look how wonderful life is. There's like kids there, and I remember like when I was in Peru, like, because everyone feels it. Like if there are people around when you have this experience, like people don't know what's going on. The vast majority of people don't know what's going on. They don't realize their frequency's gone up due to the contact experience, and that they're shifting into fourth density, fifth dimensional consciousness. But they do, and everyone suddenly becomes very, very happy for no reason. You'll notice, like if you have these experiences and you're around other people, if you're in an environment like I was in Peru, like in the town square, like all the kids were like suddenly rolling around on their scooters, you know, those scooters with like the LED wheels, and they're all flying around everywhere. Like everyone's buzzing. Everyone's like, whoa, life is amazing. Because life is amazing. Like when you're not lost in your mind and when you're shifting into fourth density, fifth dimensional reality, like life is just amazing. Like just being alive, just like walking down the path and like seeing the plants. Like the nature of reality is kind of ecstasy, is bliss, is joy, is euphoria. But the nature of like human reality is not that all the time, as you're probably aware. But so this is generally it. It's like this dimension, fourth density, fifth dimensional reality, is this reality of bliss, this reality of ecstasy, this reality of euphoria. And those words don't even really describe it. It's like perhaps like an intense joy comes close, but you actually become the fabric of the creation. You become the fabric of the universe. You kind of merge and become one with the fabric of the cosmos. And this energy that comes with being a part of creation, a part of the cosmos, and fourth density, fifth dimensional reality is just like vibrantly alive. It just feels like epic, just like so amazing. Like happiness, like doesn't even touch like this experience. There really are no words in human reality to explain what. Perhaps there are some words in Sanskrit or like Eastern languages, ancient spiritual texts, but yeah, so this is the idea, guys. Like, and of course, this isn't the only dimension that ET exists in, but like this is predominantly the experience we're going to be having, and you're going to be having too. So it is exciting times moving out of the era of suffering. Like in fourth density, fifth dimensional reality, there is no suffering. Like these dimensional entities, they don't experience any negative emotions. They don't experience, as I understand it, any physical symptoms. They don't experience sickness. They don't experience depression. They don't, all that nonsense. They just live in like this kind of ecstatic union and part of the fabric of creation, because you're no longer really a biological organism with all this emotional roller coaster. I remember when I had really my first contact experience and first telepathic communications, see next video, back in 2009, when I had the telepathic communication with the ETs, one of my most visceral experiences of these higher frequencies. I noticed like how joyful and how amazing I felt, but I also remember thinking there was zero emotion. It wasn't emotion as I know it. Like these higher dimensional entities, and like in 5D we don't have emotion, yet we feel like flipping amazing. We feel like all this energy is running through us, and we just feel so alive and so vibrant and so joyful, but it's not even really joy. There is zero emotion in the higher dimensions, but we feel ecstatic. So peace, love, light, and Shiva.